shout out to the Bird Gang, greatest football team in the league. I mean, I don't even have enough adjectives or pejorative. I mean, this team all season had to deal with the ridicule, the pessimism, the doubt. You know, are they technically doing something out? Are they going to basically do something to you know, change the offense? Is Jalen Hurts really the quarterback? Is Nick Sirianni really good? Is the Saquon Barkley signing going to make sense? And keep this in mind: this was at 2-2, and now we're here in the Super Bowl 59. The Eagles are Super Bowl champions, 40-22. I must admit, and I mean this wholeheartedly, I love the 2017 championship. I love the fact that the Eagles won that game and beat Tom Brady and the Patriots, and nobody predicted them to do it. But this game tonight, meant so much strictly because of the three-peat that Kansas City was on, the fact that they were called a team of destiny, the fact that people felt the referees were giving them all the calls. And I think now this really should speak volumes to a lot of people who are trying to figure out the secret magic sauce to beating the Chiefs. Well, it's real simple. Get on their ass early, force them to make bad decisions, and they did, as they did tonight, and you'll beat them. Takes a great defense, too. And shout out to the number one fucking defense in the NFL, Vic Fangio, saving all of our lives, saving the day. I don't think y'all understand when I say that this team was on the fringe of being fractured and severed because of coaching decisions and guys not really meeting, on the same level they needed to. And we know Jalen is limited in the passing game. And we know we have excellent wide receivers. And sometimes the running game has just been dominant and you haven't needed to have your quarterback throw. But I found it interesting, the slander that Jalen Hurts has gotten. Jalen Hurts has been to two Super Bowls, now a Super Bowl champion and MVP. I'll get to that in a second. Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP. I've heard people reference Dak Prescott, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, all these guys who coincidentally don't have a championship or have maybe one Super Bowl appearance if. I find it hilarious that when we look back at that 2020 draft class, that Jalen Hurts, second round pick, 52nd or 53rd selection. I'm kind of hazy, y'all. I've been smoking, drinking. It's been celebrating all night, so bear with me. I want to say the 52nd or 53rd pick in the second round of 2020 ended up to be a Super Bowl MVP over Justin Herbert, over Joe Burrow, over even Jordan Love, over Tua, all of them. I saw on social media throughout the week people writing like, "Oh yeah, man, what happens if what happens if Jalen loses, this game and he lost what? If he loses and he doesn't win, does that make you question him as the quarterback of the team? I got a better one for you. Question your own fuck ass franchise. Especially if you're a Dallas Cowboys fan, you definitely need to question your franchise this evening. If you're a New York Giants fan, you definitely need to question your franchise this evening. There's a lot of teams looking around the league that need to do a lot of fucking questions. And hey, listen, looks like Kellen Moore's taking a job in New Orleans. Kind of sucks that he's not coming back, but shit, y'all know how this works. We're going to find a good offensive coordinator, keep this shit going, retool this, get this team even younger and better. I love the fact that they want it the way they want it. No doubt, no questions fucking asked. I love now when you have to talk about Jalen Hurts, you have to mention him as a Super Bowl champion when you speak on his name. I love the fact when you have to mention the Philadelphia Eagles, you can no longer say one-time Super Bowl champions, two-time Super Bowl champions. You no longer can say, well, they get there and they don't win. I no longer want to hear that. You sound dumb as fuck when you say stupid shit like that. You're misinformed. Really sit down and actually Google some shit or watch something so that way you can speak confidently and cogently about analysis. Because a lot of you fucking people that I've ran into who think that you know anything about the Philadelphia Eagles or know anything about football, I can promise you, you don't know jack fucking shit. Now, that being said, let's get into the specifics. Blunt Talk Sports Podcast. Your host, Anthony Wright, coming to you from the beautiful, chilly, and cold confines of Atlantic City, New Jersey, but y'all know that already. I want to definitely make sure I give a shout out to StubHub, best place in the world, number one place in the world, leading ticket getter for tickets to concerts, shows, live events. Definitely check that out. Also, via GoGo. Right now, if you're looking for Carnival tickets, you're looking for some of those comedy tour tickets going on right now, they're still on sale. Definitely hop on that. Definitely want to give those guys a shout out. But let's get into the particulars about the game. Jalen Hurts. It's funny. Michael Parsons made comments, again, a Cowboys player. Keep this in mind. Michael Parsons made some comments earlier in the week talking about, well, if I had to make a decision on Saquon beating me or Jalen Hurts, I definitely want Jalen Hurts to beat me. Well, interesting enough, the Kansas City Chiefs played a masterful game plan, rushing attack wise against Saquon. Saquon had, and I quote, 25 carries and 57 yards. They completely shut him out of the end zone, took him out, just phased him out. However, Jalen Hurts, 11 carries, 72 yards, and a touchdown. So what it tells me is that you had no accountability whatsoever for Jalen Hurts. You had no answer for him. As I've said throughout this whole season, when you take him, and you take him off the field, it's very easy to key in on that running game and kind of key in on the offense. He's the difference maker. Saquon, yes, Saquon is the bell cow. And make no mistake, I don't want to get into no piss and match about credit. Saquon, Jalen, AJ, Smitty, Zach Bourne, Goddard, all these fucking guys. Big Play, Slay, CD Deuce, all of them. Coop, Quinyanamo Bay, all them dudes deserve credit, man. Jalen Carter, all of them. Milton Williams, I keep going all day. All of them deserve credit. Without any of them dudes, the championship is not possible. And I just love the fact that everybody was so hell-bent on, well, they're going to stop Saquon. They're going to stop Saquon. And they couldn't stop Jalen. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. But that defense, the defense is really the talk of this game. First of all, 6 sacks. You only blitzed once, which shows you how garbage the Chiefs' offensive line is. 49 rushing yards allowed, amazing. And you had 3 turnovers, obviously one of them being a pick six by Cooper DeJean for, a touchdown on his birthday. So shout out to Coop. I love it. I mean, then, the defense had a fumble recovery, 11 quarterback hits. They made life hell for Patrick Mahomes. He was not going to sit back in that pocket and just have all day to throw and do whatever the fuck he wanted. And I loved it. Made life for him hell. And it's funny, too, because during, leading up to this, I heard so many prognosticators and announcers talk about, Patrick Mahomes is 8-0 or, against Vic Fangio, 8-1 now. 8-1 now. Against Vic Fangio, he's 8-0. And, Andy Reid coming off a bye. Fuck all that shit. In the words of the great Kendrick Lamar, turn the TV off. Bust that ass. I love it. Definitely want to give a shout out to Smitty. Devontae Smith, 4 receptions, 69 yards. Technically had that dagger touchdown late in the game. Great throw by Jalen Hurts. I just love the fact of the major difference between this team this year and the team 2 years ago was, yes, Saquon was out there, but ultimately Saquon didn't really make, he had 6 receptions for 40 yards. He had that great catch going to get into the red zone, so he definitely helped. What really made a difference in this game was Jalen was effective, efficient, and decisive. I want to go back into a part of the game, and I remember I wrote it down. Yeah, it was on the ajbrown touchdown where the Eagles they got to 24-0 right before halftime. And that was that bunch stack formation where the Eagles literally had the 3 wide receivers lined up in the trips, and they ran that set, and then you just got ajbrown running clean on the crosser. I mean, it was amazing. I talked about it in the preview video. If you didn't get a chance to check it, definitely check it out. It all helps so that way you can understand it some. But I basically explained that, running those bunch tight 11 and 12 personnel formations, bunch stack formations, using that is what's going to help to pretty much get this team, Kansas City's defense off kilter and put them in a situation where they weren't going to be able to really take advantage of Philadelphia's offense or blitz as frequently as they wanted to. Now, again, you got to give Spags credit. You did take away Saquon. The blitz packages he had a couple of times were key. They were pretty good. However, I think the thing that was really most important to it, though, was Jalen was effective against the blitz, didn't allow Spags to really have time to really key in on his ass and really make those connections. and he just picked them apart. He just had a very stellar game. And like I said, they just kept their foot on the gas, and that's what you had to do against a team like this. You can't allow them to continue to linger around and not seal the deal and not get points. And it felt like at some point, it felt like early on the Eagles were kind of battling between that aggressiveness and conservativeness, but they had a perfect blend of it. They did exactly what they needed to do, and secured a victory. And like I said, I also want to state AJ Brown, 3 receptions, 43 yards, big touchdown going into halftime. Everything that this team did, in this game, it just showed it was an ultimate team effort. It was phenomenal, phenomenal game. Mahomes, if you're Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs, no three-peat. You definitely didn't seal the deal, and you're gonna have to make some real key evaluations as far as what you're going to do on the offensive line and what you're going to do to try to, patch this team up. And make no mistake, they're still going to be in it. I mean, they're still going to be the AFC favorite going into the next season, but they're going to have to make major adjustments if they're going to be back in this spot. That offensive line play was fucking atrocious. Outside of Xavier Worthy, who had 8 receptions for 157 yards, and let's be real, one of those was that goal ball, that amazing goal ball he caught late. Your wide receivers didn't give you shit. D-Hop did nothing. Travis Kelce was, fucking non-existent. I don't even have his numbers right here in front of me, but it doesn't really fucking matter. He didn't do much of anything. I just want to end on this note because, like I said, it's a lot of things I definitely gotta tighten up going into the morning. But Nick Sirianni, first and foremost, shout out to Nick Sirianni for getting this win, being the first Eagles coach in team history to get to 2 Super Bowls and to pretty much put the team, galvanize his team and prove that he's an effective and efficient leader and did everything he needed to win this game. Saquon Barkley. I want to thank Saquon Barkley for, making the decision to come to Philadelphia and pretty much changing life and making this offense dominant and putting this team in a position to where they're a juggernaut. And you're going to have to really contend with them. Shout out to them rookie cornerbacks, Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, changing life in Philadelphia. Showing why it was so essential to have those guys on the defense, to have those guys on the team this year. Vic Fangio probably deserves the biggest shout out because, for a defense to be ranked 30th and to bounce back this year and be ranked number 1 and to win a Super Bowl, it's just downright amazing. And I just think Vic Fangio deserves a ton of credit for it. And most importantly, I want to speak to the dominance that Howie Roseman has established by the drafting, the free agency decisions, putting the right personnel around Jalen Hurts, putting the right coaches in place, making sure this team is together for a couple more years. Because the scary thing is, Jalen's only 26. This team is going to be together for a couple of years. Now, you got some decisions on some guys you got to make. Milton Williams, you got a couple guys that's going to walk in free agency possibly, but maybe Myles Garrett. I don't know. Hey, we just won a Super Bowl, Myles. Come get right. We'll see. A lot of decisions, but we're going to worry about all that shit later. We're going to celebrate this victory, celebrate this night. Thank you guys for watching. It's been a long NFL season. I thank you guys for watching every episode and plugging in and staying poised and focused. And, no matter who your team is, I thank you just for, watching the show and definitely feedbacking and commenting and liking and sharing. It all goes to helping the show, and I thank you. But most importantly, if you're an Eagles fan, I love you. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for all your love. I love this team. Fly Eagles fly. Super Bowl 59 champions. Jalen Hurts Super Bowl MVP. Make sure you put some fucking respect on this team's name. Take care, y'all. I'm going to now enjoy my night. Finish my Stella Artois. Go smoke on this Kansas City Chiefs pack. You enjoy your night, y'all. Take care.